So, what is this? Because the laws of matter and energy do not only govern matter and energy, they also predict our mind, govern our mind activity, because there's basic principles behind it. They're not about if it's matter or energy, it's the principles behind it that rule our life. And this is what really we have to find to understand. Once this sinks in, once we know the unpredictable, the surprising element, wonder, magic, is not the exception, it's the rule. Then we are totally comfortable, not only with the core system, but we are comfortable with a life that's not predictable anymore. And we are trained to become very, very uncomfortable when we are not sure about something. We're very concerned. So now, the question is still there. What shall we do if there's a question like, should I do this or should I do that? It's the same answer. Juan Manuel has been there 10 times, he's still having other answers. But then when I say you agree, nah? It's so interesting. See, because the old is still there. And it's okay. Because once you say Dili is always the answer, then you lost it also. See, that's the thing. Once you know, we have now a new religion, and Kiran is the Pope, yes, and we only say, not anymore the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We say D-L-E, D-L-E. Then you lost it, you see? That's why I'm happy that he's still coming, and he still has other answers. Yes.
I think it's kind of like the enjoying of being in a place of no place or no certainty, being okay with that and open for a new moment.
Right. And the thing is, you see, it's not that we all have to end up like crazy, uncertain people. But I'm saying in this culture we have to focus on the uncertainty principle. That's where we have to focus, because the stability part will take care of itself. We will have so many people telling us, you're crazy, don't do this, make sure you know what you're doing and all this. So we have enough people and enough environmental forces that take care of the stability part. And it's important, but I don't have to take care of this, and you don't have to take care of it. Because we have enough forces in our environment that take care of this. So we have to take care of the lability element, to introduce this in our life, in our thinking, our emotion, and that's the DV, the dynamic love and equilibrium, the dynamic interplay between the polarities. And let's say you have an issue, you want to know this or that. What do? You, for example, can just try this, and then try this, and then try the other one again. Yes? Like it's a little difficult if you have two girls who want to make a decision here. But then you can do the informational approach. If the physical is not so indicated, as not so appropriate, you sit and think, well, what does this person to offer? What does this person to offer? What does this person do? Do the analytical part, left brain, and then give it up. That's it. Stop thinking, stop thinking, stop thinking, stop thinking. No more thoughts, no more thoughts, no more thoughts. And because to have no thoughts is just as difficult as having many thoughts. Or having an analytical thought is just as difficult as having no thought. Or having associative thought. That's the right brain. So that's what you do. And that's the way. That's the way of all traditions. Spiritual and also the old medical tradition. They had all ways to introduce the DV into the healing. Let's say somebody comes to a shamanic healer. He wants to know what's wrong with him, or wants to get healing. What does the shamanic healer do? For example.
makes you do something that you've never done before.
Right. Just take off your shoes and walk over this charcoal. They're a little bit hot, but it's important for your healing journey. You have to walk over those burning coals. Yes, there's one way. Or he says, well, just go into the jungle, come back if you still can tomorrow. So if not, it's what's meant for you. Or he puts on a mask and frightens you the moment where you don't expect it. Or he takes a needle and puts some tattoo on your body. Yes? Or he gives you some drug to do the same thing. It creates a feeling. It creates a back and forth between it creates more liability in your life because you are sick, because you're too started. The Greek, they did it well. If you come, they first send you to the Delphic oracle. Just ask. And then they would say, well, the Delphic oracle would say something like, blue is better than yellow. Okay, that's it for you. Blue is better than yellow, and what shall I do with this? So then you have some really physical pain, some disease, and you have been standing in line for a week or two, probably they had to stand in line at Delphic Oracle. It was very popular. So now he tells you blue is better than yellow. So goodbye. You have only 2 seconds or something. This was the way. It's the way now that John of God is working. Anyone knows John of God? Yes. So this is like a little side remark. You see, the morning is only just blah blah. Just to make you confused enough to be receptively open, yeah? That you feel, I really didn't know all this. Maybe I don't know anything at all. And that's the best situation. Then we can implant some, we can brainwashing. So then what John of God, he's a healer in Brazil. By coincidence, I came to him for the first time 2 years ago. And he, since 40 years, is in this little tiny town in Brazil, a healer, spiritual or informational healer. And people have to stand in line sometimes now for hours because he's seeing about 1,000 to 2,000 people a day. Imagine this he is doing since 40 years. So I didn't have anything, but I wanted to know about what he's doing. So I was standing in line, and then eventually when you meet him, he's in a trance himself, a DV state, so you see he's not good. He's in a trance, and he tells you something. And then the thing he said to me is, bring your device you invented, and I'll do some changes on it. See, imagine. Yes, do some changes on it. He doesn't even know read or write this, but he wants me to bring the core system to do some changes on it. So this creates, of course, a little delay for me, yes? Yes? And he is like the Delphic Oracle that of today, that does this healing in thousands of cases. And he says before he had more time, he could do some physical things like opening, cutting some people open or something, like putting some needle in the brain or something. He's doing this only like 2-3 times a day today. He's doing this still. And why? He says, because I want to make you believe that the physical reality is not all. So if you want to have an experience of the biblical stories, go to John of God and you see it every day. See, why is not everybody there? Of course, because he searched out the most remote place almost on the planet, and there he only has about 2,000 people.